Hey guys, welcome back to Medical Coding with Blue. Happy Monday! I did the countdown days, so you'll be super proud of me. So we'll do that first. If you're new to my channel, I am counting down the days till the AHIMA 2019 annual conference that's being held in Chicago this year. On September 14th is when the pre-convention starts, and that is 117 days from today. And the official kickoff, when everybody gets in and everybody starts, it is 118 days because it starts on September the 15th. So I will be including the address for AHIMA down in the description box below. So if you're interested, be sure to check it out. Okay, so it is Answer Monday. One of my favorite days of the week. So did you guys have any issues with these? Let me know if you have any questions about the answers. And don't worry, we'll be doing a deep dive this week. I have something planned, and I am going to be working on a fractures video, so that will be probably on Wednesday. I'm thinking I'm going to do the fractures video on Wednesday because Q&A Tuesday has lots of questions. So I already have my material for Tuesday already planned out. So let's get started. Okay, so number 1 was cervical radiculopathy with cervical degenerative disc disorder of the mid-cervical region, C6 through C7. I got M50.123. And this is just a good example of how some of these codes combine into one code. So just be sure to watch out for those. And you'll notice when you're going down and you're looking in the index how it includes more things as you look up and down the section. Okay, so be sure to watch for that. Okay, number 2 is a 72-year-old Alzheimer's patient who has been fist fighting with his caregiver. The caregiver says he has been wandering. So the answers are G30.1, F02.81, and Z91.83 for the wandering. Okay? So remember we talked about this last time about that it doesn't have to necessarily be documented that the patient has dementia, as long as they're exhibiting these signs and the provider documents like they should of what's going on with the patient. So be sure to reference back on the last video, understanding Alzheimer's, so that way you can see what we're talking about. Okay. Number 3. Left ankle pain from non-displaced left bimalleolar. I did it again. Okay. I was getting tongue-tied on that one. So, bimalleolar ankle fracture. She fell 3 years ago after being shoved in a bar fight. Okay. So, I got M25.572 for the left ankle pain. S82.845S, which is the ankle fracture sequela. W03.XXXS, the fall on the same level due to collision with another person sequela. Because when you're looking through, it'll say pushing, shoving, okay? And then I also got Y04.0XXS, which is assault by unarmed brawl or fight sequela. So the reason that I got 2 codes for the external causes is because you can use as many external cause codes as needed to show what really happened with the patient. So in this case, because the way that it's written, it says she fell 3 years ago after being shoved in a bar fight. So we have the shoving part with the first external cause code, and then we have that it was a brawl, because it could have been that she was in like a stampede or something, that she wasn't necessarily in an unarmed fight, in which she was shoved during a bar fight. So it didn't mention anything about knives or any kind of weapons or anything like that. So this is considered unarmed. So this is just telling a fuller picture of the story. Okay? So I just thought that was an interesting one to pull in because I like injury coding, as you'll see this week, because both subjects that I'm going to be talking about are related to injuries. So that's just one of the things that, I wanted to kind of talk about, because at first I was like, oh yeah, it's just going to be the fall. And then I got to think about it. I was like, no, I need to still cover the unarmed brawl because she was in a bar fight. Okay, so that was the answer on that one. Number 4 is chronic right great toe ingrown nail due to a fracture 5 months ago. The fracture was of the right great toe distal phalanx. I was going to figure out how to say it. Phalanx, whatever. You know what I mean. The patient's toe had been struck by a vase. Okay, so I got L 60.0 for the ingrown nail, S 92.421S for the fracture of the right great toe sequela, and W 20.8XXS other cause of strike by thrown, projected, or falling object sequela. So the reason that I got this is it clearly says here, chronic right great toe ingrown nail due to a fracture 5 months ago. So it's automatically tying that ingrown nail to the fracture. So anytime you have that kind of language where it's tying it to that injury, the particular injury, say they have right arm pain due to a slap tear of the right shoulder, that kind of thing. That's related. You're saying related language there. So that's how you know that if the provider is saying that it is related to a particular injury, then you know that you're looking for a sequela. Okay? It doesn't necessarily have to be documented as this is a sequela of this. It just has to be documented that it is related. The language needs to be there. Okay? So that's it on that one. Number 5 is aftercare for an ingrown toenail removal. Okay, now I forgot to say the removal part, but I did say aftercare for ingrown nail. Okay. So that would be Z48.817, which is the aftercare for skin and subcutaneous tissue, because nails fall under the integumentary system, which is the skin system. So again, this is where knowing your anatomy is really, and your medical terminology is really going to come into play, okay? Because you can say skin and integumentary and mean the same thing. You could say hair, it still falls under the integumentary system, because hair, nails, and skin all fall under integumentary. Okay, so that's the answer for that one. Number 6 is aftercare for carpal tunnel, is Z48.811, encounter for surgical aftercare following surgery on the nervous system, because carpal tunnel is a nervous condition or nervous system condition. Okay, because it has to do with the nerves. Okay, so keep that in mind, because I've seen people who try to use orthopedic aftercare, and it doesn't fall under that. It falls under the nervous system. Okay. Number 7 is aftercare following a right ankle sprain of the talofibular ligament. And I got S 93.491D, which is a sprain of other ligament of the right ankle subsequent encounter. So we know that if they're in the aftercare and they've had an injury, that we're going to use the subsequent visit for that injury. That injury code is going to carry itself through the time that they're getting care for that particular injury. And even though the surgery has hopefully repaired the injury, we're still going to carry that diagnosis until they are out of the global, until they are complete with their care of that particular injury. So keep that in mind. Okay. Number 8 is long-term vape dependence. The answer is F17.290, nicotine dependence, other tobacco product. Now, in the beginning, when this whole vape thing started coming out and people were asking like, well, which one do we use? And I have been on many debates when it comes to this, because some people say, oh, it's just water, and other people say that there is a little amount of nicotine in it. I don't really know what it is, but I do know that that is the correct code, because it is still considered a product. Okay, I've seen a coding clinic on it, and I can't find the coding clinic, but it is out there. So be sure to look that up if you are curious about that, but that is the answer. Okay. Number 9 is cerebral malaria. B, like in boy, 50.0. Now, I'm going to try to say this, okay? I'm going to try to read what it is. Plasmodium. There. Falciparum malaria with cerebral complications. And then G94, other disorders of the brain in diseases classified elsewhere at manifestation, because the diagnosis is cerebral malaria. We know that the malaria is in the brain. So remember, it's going to have those two codes. And when you're looking it up, it shows the brackets for that second code. So that's one of those ones to really pay attention to when you're starting to code. And especially with those diagnoses that come up like that, then you know that you're looking for both of those to be there. Okay? And number 10 is Goldberg syndrome, Q89.8. And that's all I got on that one, because I still wanted to be able to show that you can find Goldberg syndrome under Goldberg. So, that's just one of those weird, quirky things. And keeping with the fact that we were talking about congenital conditions last time, I wanted to kind of keep up with some of those congenital conditions as well. Okay, so that was the answers. And how do you think you did? I hope you all did well on this. I'm sure you will. So if you have any questions, I still have time for a Q&A Tuesday episode to add on if you have any more. Just let me know if you're curious about any of those things. And I guess I will go ahead and wrap this one up, because I do have a lot of things I have to go run and do. And just if you're curious, sometimes it takes me a minute to get the diagnosis that I have, or the answers put in the description box below. It's only because I like to go and make sure the video is uploading before I go and I edit and put it in all of that information in the description box. So sometimes it's not there right away. And the only reason that I do that is because I'm trying to get the video uploaded as quickly as I can, because if I wait any longer, it just takes forever. So the earlier I get the video in, the better off. So anyway, I will wrap this up, and I will see y'all tomorrow. So if you are a medical coder, a medical coding student, somebody curious about the fascinating world of medical coding as told by me, Bleu the Coder, or if you are a provider or a nurse, please like and subscribe, and I will see y'all on the next video. Bye.